When we've reached our limits of adulting, it's easy to long for simpler times, like enjoying Saturday morning cartoons without a care in the world, or savoring every last drop of sugary milk at the bottom of your cereal bowl. Well, Kachava's new Cinnamon French Toast all-in-one nutrition shake gives you all the nostalgic feels and benefits. Made with real cinnamon bark for the richest, deepest, most authentic flavor. Just 2 scoops provide the complete nutrition your body craves with protein, fiber, greens, and more. It's an easy upgrade to your daily wellness ritual. No fillers, no nonsense. Just the highest quality ingredients that taste delicious. Adulting may not always be fun, but at least you can stock up on treats without asking your parents for permission. So whether you're kickstarting your morning or fueling your afternoon, treat yourself to a sip of nostalgia. Go to Kachava.com and use code FITNESS for 15% off your first order. That's Kachava, Kachava.com, code FITNESS.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Attack the Baseline, a WNBA podcast where every episode we attack our baseline knowledge of the WNBA. We're your hosts, John and Kristen Barber, and today we're back with a whole lot of news to talk about. We've got the early returns of our trade deadline trades. Newsflash, they're not particularly good. We've got the announcement of a new team name that we have yet to discuss. And we're also taking a look forward onto what these playoffs could be, given the remaining schedule for the 8 teams that are currently set up to be our 8 playoff teams. We're going to talk through that, talk through matchups that we like, matchups that we don't like, and get into all of it. But before we do, Kristen, how are you?
I'm good. I'm shrugging off the haters.
Just shrugging off the haters.
There's so many haters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear it.
Word. And you don't need to go into that
In basketball, in my personal life.
Mm-hmm. There are folks that say, why aren't we just talking about the sport? Well, fortunately, we're here to talk about the sport.
Correct.
What's happening on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is not the second episode of Attack the First Baseline. If you missed that.
I don't know if there will be.
I don't think there will be.
No. I think when
never
the
say
playoffs
never.
happen.
Never say never.
Yeah. When the playoffs happen, I think that will be exciting.
When the playoffs happen during FIBA World Cup, which we're going to talk about today as well. Yeah. Should be exciting. But if you missed the opportunity, please go back and listen to our WPBL episode that we just put out last Friday. It was a great conversation with friend of the pod, Travis, who was there in Springfield, Illinois for the opening weekend of the WPBL. Really great stuff. He's got a chat and everything. He's talking to me about all the news that's happening with my LA Queens and his Boston Hunters.
And another one of our friends at the pod, Aaron, was there this past weekend.
With Travis again.
Yeah, they were both there together.
Mm-hmm.
How fun.
Yes, we love that. Love to see our friends of the pod linking up, meeting to watch some women's sports. So thank you, Aaron and Travis, for letting us know that you were able to link up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're new here and you'd like to send us an email, let us know all your thoughts that we have on what we're discussing today or future topics. You can do so at our email, attackthebaseline@gmail.com. Connect with us on Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok at ATBPod. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform it is that you listen to the show. Subscribe to the YouTube. And of course, tell your friends and family to check out the show because that helps us grow the WNBA. All right, Kristen, we got news to discuss. Where do you want to start? Should we do the oldest news, which I guess at this point was about a week ago?
I don't know what came first.
The chicken?
The FIBA roster or the Sirens?
Let's just talk about the Sirens.
Okay, welcome Cleveland Sirens. Who said they're not going to be the Rockers? Me.
Kristen did. She did, in fact. That was on the bingo card.
And I'm very grateful for it.
She X'd that box. Unfortunately, that's a line that we got 4 out of 5 correct. We're not going to get bingo because was that Audie Crooks isn't going to be the NCAA player of the year or something like
John
that.
said Audie Crooks will be the player of the year.
Look, you got to have some, some interesting ones.
Well, then we don't get bingo.
I get it. But you couldn't put like Sarah Strong is going to be the player of the year because that's like not hot. It's not spicy.
Well, whatever. We're glad that it was not the Rockers.
You were glad.
I was glad. And I think it's pretty cool. I kind of like the whole situation, the whole name and, marketing package.
No storm
design
hags.
package. I went down a rabbit hole.
You did.
Because they were doing a lot of promo videos with water and they were saying, hear the call. So I'm like, okay, what could this be? Obviously, you first think of Siren. But I was thinking, well, and this is my, perhaps my naivete. I said, well, there's another women's sports team, a new recent women's sports team named the Sirens. The women's hockey team in New York is called the Sirens. So I was like, well, that's just kind of, I understand that like teams are named the same thing in different sports, but there's just like not that many women's sports names to begin with. So I'm like, can we think of something different? But I've since learned more about the New York Sirens, how that is very
That's the sound
much
of the police.
Police, fire, whatever, car sirens. And then this is very much like the lake of Lake Erie. And I went down this rabbit hole of all of the legends of the siren of Lake Erie.
Yes. Yep.
And how they just built a roller coaster in, what's it called?
Cedar Point.
Yep, in Cedar Point,
Yep.
in Cleveland, called the Siren or whatever it is. Called
Sandusky, Ohio. I've been there. It's not in Cleveland.
Well, it's very
It's
close.
Cleveland adjacent, yeah.
They just built that new roller coaster like last year. So it seems like this is not out of the blue.
No.
This is like a thing that maybe you're not that familiar with, but it is at least a thing.
Well, and it's definitely not out of the blue because most people say that Lake Erie, that water's not blue. It's more like out of the murky brownish green. But
Well,
but I like parts of the package as well. I like the mermaid hand grabbing
not mermaid.
the siren hand grabbing the ball. I don't necessarily love the CS.
It's so beachy.
It's very beachy.
It's like, it looks like we're at the beach, not a lake beach.
Right.
Like,
More like
I'm in Florida.
exactly right. More like the Palm Beach Sirens as opposed to the Cleveland.
Just that CS. I think it is the script that makes it feel not Cleveland. I don't know. I just think my least favorite part is in the main logo, which has the siren woman at the bottom. Her face is just like not cute. And I get, this is supposed to be scary. It's like a demonic siren
Not demonic.
that's in the lake.
Yeah,
Yes, it is. She's scary.
I guess she's
the
kinda
legend
spooky.
of the siren.
She's tough. She's not scary.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But in general, I think it's cool. I support it.
Sure.
I love blue, so
Another blue
I
team.
like a blue team. But like a light blue, dark blue. And then there's also like, it's like, what's the colors? It's like a sea foam.
Is there a green accent?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay, good. Because there's that lightning in the promo video. There's that green lightning bolt. I'm like, oh, if you get that green in there, that'd be interesting. Not that we don't have teams that have blue and green.
No, but this one is supposed to be like, I think it's more sea foamy.
Okay. Well,
So I
it's
kinda
not the
like
sea, but we'll take
Right.
it.
It's like we're really balancing this of water, but like not the ocean.
Water, not the ocean,
Lake.
not a sea. It's an inland body of water. Mm-hmm. That's pretty big. Lake Erie's pretty big.
So that's exciting. So exciting for Cleveland.
It is exciting, and it makes me continue to think more about, Philadelphia's team name. I'm officially stamping that I need the team name to be the Philadelphia Sound. I need it.
You're going to just be disappointed.
I know I'm going to be disappointed, but we can't do any of the revolutionary names. Philadelphia Sound is original. It's on brand. It's not a plural. That's a very WNBA thing to do. Music is cool and people should appreciate music. So please don't screw this up. Please don't give me a bad name, because even the like minimal amount of like discourse about the Sirens that was negative, I was like, imagine if this was my team. And now I don't think people care at the end of the day.
No.
So,
everyone's going to have a negative reaction right from the beginning.
I hope maybe everybody can have a positive reaction when we get a team, but who knows? We'll figure that out. Okay. Well, next story, you mentioned it, the FIBA roster. We've got FIBA coming up September 4th through the 13th in Germany. It's going to be rapid fire. They're going to play 3 group phase rounds and then a semi and a final, unless our U.S. team needs to participate in a quarterfinal game, which they would have to qualify for then the bracket. So they could be playing at most 6 games, likely 5 games in a span of, 10 days? There's going to be rapid fire. There's going to be a lot of basketball. There will be back-to-backs, which is kind of intense. But I feel good about our women sticking it out in Group D against Czechia, China, and Italy. I'm not worried about any of those teams. So it should be an easy 3-0 and then one less game that they have to play. But it's going to be a pretty fun tournament, I think, all things considered.
I'm excited. I love a good tournament. It'll be exciting to watch the W players who are on different international teams.
Of course. That's the most exciting thing to me.
Right.
Of like who's going to be the story, the standout in another country.
Right. Well, we do have 7 new USA players to World Cup
play.
Right. Some of them have been in the Olympics, so not, super new, but that would be Aaliyah Boston, Paige Beckers, Caitlin Clark, Nafisa Collier, Ryan Howard, Angel Reese, and Jackie Young making their World Cup debuts.
Honestly, Fee, having never played in a World Cup, kind of surprising to me.
I think Jackie never playing in a World Cup.
Jackie too.
Is weird. Maybe, I don't know what happened, but obviously, Fee, Jackie, they were on the Olympic team. So yeah, I think that'll be good. It will be a lot of basketball. Like a lot of players are going to get a break, and these players are not going to get a break.
No, nope. Because once this tournament's done on the 13th, I believe the portion of the W after is the 18th, and really for most teams, it's probably going to be, if not for everybody, at most 3 games to close out the regular season. Because the regular season's done on the 24th of September, and then it's playoffs. So it's going to be a very weirdly timed, like a large amount of basketball for these women. And I would anticipate, our coaches going pretty deep on these roster, because I wouldn't think that any of these women would really be too keen on playing huge minutes, especially in back-to-backs, when it's, a global stage with how good our team is. However, I mean, you look over and you're like, we don't want to lose to France. Don't want to lose to France. So I think it'll be cool to follow. I think hopefully we get to see everybody play and nobody's like sitting on the bench, and we'll have some good basketball to talk about. Global basketball.
I also just need to say, John and I are trying very hard to get tickets to the gold medal match in the LA Olympics in 2028.
Very hard.
We have had like the drop access.
Multiple opportunities to purchase tickets.
Right. We had access the first round and we didn't see them. We didn't see the tickets. I just got access again today. For the second drop, and still I don't see these tickets available. It's so confusing.
Where are the basketball
games? How they're
games?
doing this. Like there's some basketball games, but maybe they're just not doing the gold medal games yet.
I don't know.
If you know anything about this, like how these drops are happening or what tickets they're including and what drops, let us know.
Send us an email, please. That'd be great. Yeah, because I'd really love to go. I'd really love to go just to say that we saw it. Let's talk about a record that was broken. A couple records, but we'll start with the biggest record. And I was saying, thank goodness, we finally overcome this three-pointers made wall. Kayla McBride, thank you so much for scoring 10 3-pointers in a game. A beast mode performance, 43-piece by K-Mac, 10 of 14 from 3. She finally is the first person in WNBA history to hit double-digit threes in a game after so many people get 9. Marina, Ryan, K-Mac herself, Chelsea.
Yeah.
And there we go. Finally, K-Mac. And K-Mac is the perfect player in my mind to get this award, because I do believe that she is a very deeply underrated, not high focal point player in this league. She wasn't an all-star,
Right.
which is ridiculous. But she did it. The celebration in the locker room was fun. The celebration on the court was fun. And yeah, just a great person to finally accomplish this goal.
Yeah. I love it. What a beast to finally be able to do that. We're always on the edge of our seats waiting when these 3-pointers tick up in any game. Like, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? And finally K-Mac does. Yeah, I love that she gets this recognition because, like, she's on a very stacked team with, Fee coming back. There's eyes on Fee. Olivia Miles has been playing incredibly, so people are looking at Olivia Miles. Of course, Court has been great and is in the media for other reasons, for stud bud reasons. So I think K-Mac gets overlooked a lot of times.
Yeah.
But she's incredible. So I think this is huge for her, and I'm so happy that now she claims this record.
Yeah.
Which seems like it will be hard to beat.
Well, I would hope that it would be hard to beat. Granted, there are a number of people that have been right behind it. So we'll see. We'll see if she holds on to it. I think it's hard to get 11. Certainly harder to get 11 than 10. It's one more, maybe 3, believe it or not. So hopefully she can hold on to this record for as long as she can, or hit 11, hit 12, like increase the barrier of entry. K-Mac.
Right. So we got someone hitting 10. Now it'll just be 15. Now someone's going to have go crazy.
15's. I don't think 15's happen in an NBA game.
Oh.
So I want to say 15. I want to say it's like 13 in the NBA, maybe 14. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, this is a major accomplishment, especially to do it in 40 minutes. She got less time to do it. So
right.
Yeah, incredible stuff. How about other awards, or not awards, other milestones that were made?
Yeah. So week. we can kind of transition to talking about Phoenix, where DeWanna Bonner has become the winningest player in WNBA history. She's won 378 games, more than anyone else in their career. And she is very close to breaking the most games ever played record. And she should, as long as she plays basically every game for the rest of the season, she will break that record.
She can do that this year.
By the end of this year, yes.
Good. She doesn't need the playoffs.
I don't think it counts playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Regular season
games played. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, DeWanna is an Iron Woman.
Yeah.
She is one of the longest standing, like, living legends of the WNBA. We've talked about her highs, and, unfortunately, this Phoenix team is not what they were last year when they were going to the finals. But I'm just glad that she has the opportunity to suit up when they win games, and her and AT record TikToks celebrating, like, them doing it together. It always makes me, like, feel warm and fuzzy. But we should talk about the bigger picture, the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
The Phoenix Mercury. So we said last week, we're going to talk about Phoenix. We're going to see, what this Kelsey Plum trade bears. And Millie, I don't think we're going to talk about Phoenix as much as I thought we were going to, because frankly, it hasn't been particularly good. They have won 1 game out of 4 since Kelsey Plum has joined the team, and now she is hurt with a calf injury. And calf injuries are not good.
Calf, it doesn't say injury. She was having like tightness
That
or
is
soreness.
Not good.
Okay.
Calf injuries, from what I am aware of, a tight calf means you have to put added pressure on a different part of your leg.
Well, sure. That's why she's not playing.
Usually it can lead to like Achilles injuries, which is the worst basketball injury.
Okay.
So I look, and unfortunately, when we said last week, like, how many games can Phoenix win? They got to win a lot. And now that they've already lost 3 out of 4, it's already over.
Yeah.
The season is over for the Mercury.
Right. So chill out, KP.
Chill out, KP. And that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, it was extremely important that KP has a good first impression in Phoenix. And she can still have a good first impression.
So we're probably not going to see her when we go to Phoenix next week. I didn't even
think of that.
I know. Oh, dang it.
All I can think of is the amount of exclusive merchandise that we're going to have to buy for a friend of the pod, Laura, and a friend of the pod, Travis.
We're going to buy so much stuff.
We're going to be leaving with so much.
The hats, the posters, the shirts, everything that they have for Diana Taurasi Ring of Honor night.
Yeah, it's going to be a big night.
Let us know if you want something.
KP probably won't be playing. But yeah, to have that first game, they duel against Chicago, 106-101. KP's coming off the bench. She's contributing immediately. You can see, wow, look at the pop. Look at the 3-point threat that she gives them. Look at the motion that she gives them. Exciting. They get a win. It was a great game, down to the wire game. And then to kind of have like an immediate stinker where you lose 75-72 to Connecticut, and none of the Connecticut starters score double digits. You get bodied by Aaliyah Edwards off the bench.
Well, hey.
And Kennedy Burke off the bench. Like, gulp.
Yeah, I know.
Not great.
So, yeah, it's like you just had to go. You just had to basically win as much as you could from the trade on. And then they lose to Washington.
Well, I skipped a game. I skipped the Atlanta game, which was actually the first loss.
Yeah.
Where she was like running full sprint and jumping into Carl Smezko's arms on the sideline, which is a really amazing.
She just wanted a hug
moment. Yeah, and then you lose to Washington, which said
you have to have beaten Washington.
You got to win.
So
in that game, she gets hurt too, or she gets the tightness.
Yeah. So yeah, Phoenix unfortunately not making the playoffs. No. Kelsey did play well in the games she played well. I do think she can make a huge impact on this team.
Yeah.
And as long as she stays on the team next year, if they can work something out in free agency and she stays on the team, I am not writing this off. I think it's a fine trade. As long as she stays.
As long as she stays.
If she doesn't stay, then I question it.
Yep.
Because you give away your pick, which is now like going to be higher up, because you're not making the playoffs.
And it's going to be a lottery pick. Well, I say it's going to be a projected lottery. Everything I find, and I emailed the league. I sent an email to the league and I'm like, can you tell me the lottery rules, please? Can you tell me how many teams are in the lottery? Is it everybody? Is all 7 of them? Because now there's no expansion teams.
Right.
So it's not like, oh, we have to exclude an expansion team. There are 7 teams that don't make the playoffs and 8 teams that make the playoffs. It looks like it should be 7 teams getting lottery balls and a chance at Juju Watkins. However,
that seems like a lot of teams.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I want it to be. I want there to be more teams that have chances.
Yeah.
But Phoenix now is in a awkward position where they have no control over their pick. They are incentivized to win. However, they can't make the playoffs now because they are taking opportunity away from LA, who now owns their pick. And it's really like a shame. And that's why ultimately at the end of the day, LA are going to make out like bandits because of how this is immediately starting. The immediate returns are like, well, I'm looking over there at Phoenix, and KP got hurt, and they've already lost 3 of their first 4. The pick's gotten better. The Fire are now the 9, and Phoenix is down. So, like, Phoenix could have a shot, or LA could have a shot at Phoenix being a top 4 team, and then LA can lose as many games as they want to lose, and then they can just completely increase those odds of maybe landing Juju Watkins in LA. So it's, yes, if KP stays, and I think they should unload the bag, give her a 2-year full max, maybe 3. 3's a little risky in my opinion, but give it to her. If she really needs it, I think you got to do it.
I mean, this is really her first season of like being hurt.
But it sounds like she's going to like look around. She's going to see.
Yeah.
She's going to play free agency for real. But I don't see where it makes sense for her to go, given where all the maxes already are.
Right. And I think she gets along with these players.
Yeah.
Like, these are her friends.
Especially how they welcomed her when she pulled up, which was the first right thing you needed to do.
Right.
Make her feel incredibly welcome.
Yeah.
And she's not, she's not afraid of the desert. She was in Vegas for
Right. She's used to it.
so long. So
we're hoping for that. I hope she plays next week when we're there.
yeah. Hope so. That'd be nice.
That will be a bummer.
That'd be nice. Okay, so let's talk about the remainder of the season, our playoff projections, because as we already mentioned it, there is a clear divide. There are 7 teams that are racing to the bottom and 8 teams that are so far ahead at this point that I don't foresee any of that changing.
No, I mean, what? Seattle is officially out and Minnesota is officially in, and technically everyone else is in flux, but who's making the playoffs and who's not.
Yeah, the you can't expect a 5.5 game comeback for Portland to chase down Dallas when Dallas has the easiest remaining schedule.
Right.
Dallas is about to win 8-9 more games.
Well, we'll talk about that.
Minimum.
In the current standings, I will say, compared to very recently, Washington has like basically skyrocketed in these standings.
Yes. 7-game win streak will do that.
Right. Where we were saying they could fall, they're not falling.
No.
Out at this point.
Nope.
Indiana has climbed up a little bit. They've gone in a nice little run. And Dallas has fallen pretty big. They're 8th now.
Yeah.
And Atlanta has, they're kind of on a roller coaster. They're down,
Atlanta's
up, down.
4 right now.
Right. So there's a lot of fluctuation in, I would say, 4 through 8.
Yeah.
Is a big flux. I would say the top 3, Minnesota, Golden State, Vegas, are pretty locked in.
Now, the order that they end up in could change. I really feel like even though Minnesota has the hardest remaining schedule, I still feel like Minnesota is a tier above most of these teams. And I'm gonna let you know that when we talk about matchups that I like or dislike for this team. But Minnesota now has a multi-game advantage on the next team, which is Vegas and Golden State. So those two, Vegas and Golden State, are jockeying for 2 and 3. So they're flipping.
Sure.
But then everything else, 4 through 8, has, is in complete flux.
Yeah.
So really, we wanted to take a look at what it could likely be playing the schedule game. We've already done it. We're not doing it live on the pod, like wins and losses, because that's a lot of games to cover. But
we did. Last night we sat down and we looked at every single game that still is to be played this season. And we projected who do we think will win and lose in each of those games. And then we pulled together a new standings of how we think the standings will end up.
The final seeding
At the end of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, do you want to just reveal how that sort of ended up?
Sure. So we say Minnesota will remain first. We do have, in current standings as of August 11th, we have Las Vegas and Golden State switched. So we say Las Vegas, well, technically we have them tied.
Right. 32-12. We have them both coming out 32-12 records.
Yes.
Which leads to a tiebreaker, head-to-head win percentage.
Which Vegas would have over Golden State. So we have Vegas 2, Golden State 3.
Correct.
The New York Liberty have a pretty decent schedule remaining. So we have moved them up to 4th place.
Yes. And I know there are some pessimistic Liberty fans out there online, and I know it's been not the season that you've hoped for. Chris DeMarco, all that, the Benija stuff, all that. But if they take advantage of the schedule that they have in front of them, I feel like they can be an easy 30-win team. And 30 wins is going to get you to the 4 seed. And the 4 seed would be pretty nice to have home court advantage in New York. So we think it's a favorable road for this Liberty team, who I know that the Vegas Aces had none of their big 3, but they did what they should have set out to do. They crushed Vegas by 40 points. They said, it doesn't matter. We're going to show you how high-powered our offense can be, regardless of who you throw at us. And I think that just needs to be how New York needs to operate. They need to be like, we are one of the best offensive teams in the league. Let's just win games and see where we fall.
Of course, for New York, they're still dealing with Satu being out.
Yep.
From a concussion that she's had since June 25th.
It's just so not good.
It's really not good. And Phoebes is still out with a foot injury.
Yeah.
So of course that can sideline things.
Yeah, but you're getting positive contributions from players like Marine Fatouks.
Right.
And Marine's been amazing. So like you still have the horses, even though we talked about like their depth being questionable, but I think they can still win a lot of games in the regular season, and then anything can happen in the playoffs.
Yeah. So we believe New York will finish 4th. Then we have an interesting situation where 5, 6, and 7 are all tied with each other.
Yes,
and we did not do this on purpose.
No.
It just ended up this way. We have Atlanta, Washington, and Dallas tied with each other
at 27 and 17.
So the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. Well, technically, when
head-to-head record with all I double checked it. Head-to-head record of all teams that are tied against one another. So in this case, they all played 6 total games against one another because they played 3 against each tied team. And the way that bore out
is so Dallas had a worse record there against Atlanta and Washington. So Dallas will end 7th. But then Atlanta and Washington actually have the same record.
Same head-to-head.
Against these 3 teams. So they go to a second tiebreaker, which is win percentage against all teams over 500.
Yeah.
Which we just could not project.
We didn't go through all of that. I'm sure it was like somewhere easy to get to. We gave it to Atlanta.
Yeah.
So Atlanta ends up being the 5 seed and Washington the 6 seed. It could be the other way around. Sue us.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then, honestly, Indiana has a pretty hard schedule left. And so we are dropping them to 8th.
Yeah.
Here.
By a game.
Right.
And that continues to show, like, Indiana, you win one more game, that's a 4-way tie for the last 4 playoff spots. And at that rate, who knows? Indiana could end up being the 5.
Sure.
Because of, what's the head-to-head?
So that was kind of fun how that ended up happening.
Yeah. And then if you look at it, so not going to talk ad nauseum about these playoff matchups, but I mean, the first things first, if we're talking about just in general matchups that these teams should want to see, the one that jumps out at first on paper, if it were to fall this way, is Dallas drawing Vegas in the first round. Dallas, interestingly enough, has played quite well against Vegas, 2-1 on the season series. Now, are we going to get the old Dallas that was fiery and able to beat Las Vegas? Or are we going to get the new look Dallas team that has been kind of sad? However,
I wouldn't say it's fully Dallas's fault.
No, it's not.
They have had a hard schedule.
Right.
And now it's getting easier.
Which could stir them into the momentum that they need to not be afraid of a team like Las Vegas.
Right. So it would be actually, I think, a very good matchup. In our case, Dallas versus Las Vegas. That can be very interesting. Good for Dallas. The other team that would be best for Dallas to match up with is the Liberty.
Yep.
They're also 2-1 against the Liberty.
Yep.
However, that seems impossible to happen.
And I mean, nothing's impossible. Dallas could win out. The Liberty could, and this is where, like, the Liberty need to be in the top half.
Right.
They need to rise all the way, or Dallas needs to rise all the way.
Which we have them doing technically, but Dallas would then, if the Liberty is 4, Dallas has to be 5.
So Dallas would need to get an
Dallas
extra game.
doesn't have. Sure, Dallas would have to get an extra game over Atlanta and Washington.
Right, with how we cooked it up.
Because, they don't have any tiebreaker against those two teams.
Right. So it's less likely. Less likely, but I don't feel good about Dallas drawing Minnesota. I don't feel good about Dallas drawing Golden State.
No.
Because, like,
not against Atlanta. They're 0-3 versus Atlanta.
I'll talk about each of those teams too. Minnesota, easiest team here. Matchups that are good for Minnesota, all of them. Matchups that are bad for Minnesota, none of them. I think Minnesota.
Okay, well, they've lost a few times.
They've lost a few times. I don't think there is any first round matchup that the Minnesota Lynx should be afraid of or concerned about.
No, but I will tell you. So one thing we looked at was how many games do these teams have left against these top teams? And Minnesota actually has the most. They have only played Dallas completely. They still have to play Golden State, Vegas, Indiana, Washington. They have to play every single team remaining here other than Dallas. So this end of schedule will be very eye-opening when it comes to your point. Like, maybe they drop a game. Like, if they drop a game to Washington or Atlanta or New York, well, now they're in the lost column against those teams.
Yeah.
So, but you never know.
I just think, like, the number 1 offense in the league, the number 3 defense in the league, they should not have any bad matchups.
Yeah.
It should really be like, can they handle business against Las Vegas if Las Vegas ends up meeting them in the finals? That's what the game's going to be.
Well, I'll say Minnesota should want to play Dallas. They've beaten Dallas 4 times. We can do Golden State.
Yes. Let's talk about Golden State. You
were at the bottom and then you went to the top. I can go down to Golden State.
Sorry. Golden State. So we talked about Minnesota. I know. We talked about Minnesota and we talked about Dallas. Let's go back to Golden State. Golden State, what's your read on a Golden State matchup?
Yeah. So I feel like they end second or third, basically, which is good for them. They'll have home court advantage, which is huge for them. Their best matchup really would be against Atlanta, which is possible. They're 3-0 against Atlanta.
Yeah. A nice 3-6 or 2-7 against Atlanta would be pretty ideal.
It probably, yeah. I mean, I feel like Atlanta's not dropping that far, but they could if Dallas wins an extra and then they fall, they have to not be tied with Washington.
Right.
So that's probably, I'm also kind of using this as a way of like, what could the teams be thinking in these last few games as like a strategy of what they're trying to accomplish. And I guess I would say for Atlanta, don't be tied with Washington. Like you need one more win than Washington has.
Right. Get over top of them.
Yeah.
Golden State, I mean, looking at Golden State for me, like Minnesota and Vegas in the second round is no bueno for them. But maybe if you end up being the 2 seed and you draw Vegas in the second round, like having home court in Valhalla is going to be very important. The only like first round matchup that maybe gives me pause for Golden State would be Indiana, because of Indiana's ability to score the ball in high volumes. When you look at the games that Golden State has lost, they've lost 4 of their 9 games to Minnesota and Vegas, and they've lost 1 to Indy. Now that could have been more fluky than anything. They have other games against them to be played. So we're going to see what those look like. However, I think that is the one concern. If a team can just get hot from 3, that's going to undo Golden State. And that's kind of how it happens in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like the Knicks in the MNBA they couldn't miss from deep. And that's what spurred them through the playoffs all spring. And that's the thing that I would worry. But like Golden State's defense is so lock you up that like, of course the flip side of the coin is that Indiana's offense could just be locked up by Golden State. Who knows? But those games down the stretch are going to be very important, because that's just a matchup that I would keep my eyes on. But I do still think that Golden State is a true, finals contender. If everything goes right, if they get that 2 seed, they have home court and they're beating teams bad in Valhalla, I think that's their easiest way forward.
Yeah. So they should try to get that 2 seed.
Pretty hard. Yeah.
They don't have a tiebreaker against Vegas.
No.
They've played Vegas 3 times already. They've lost 3 times to Vegas. So they pretty much need to try to beat out Vegas and have another game won above them.
Right. Yes. And fortunately, well, they have the 4th easiest schedule, Golden State, but Vegas has the 2nd easiest schedule.
Okay.
So they're going to need Vegas to like drop 1 or 2.
Well, hey, Vegas very willingly dropped 1 against New York.
That's true.
Which is, I would say, don't keep doing that.
No. Because Golden State's not going to do that.
No. And I think you'd rather have home court advantage throughout than them.
At least
sure.
in the first 2 rounds. You're right.
Yeah. Next is Las Vegas. Their best matchup, really, as I said, is 3-0 against Golden State.
But it's impossible for them to draw that. Yeah.
Right. Well, further down the line.
Right. Yes. But in the first round,
I would say in the first round, their best matchup is Atlanta, which they're 2-0 against Atlanta, and they've 1 more game to play against them.
Yes. I don't think they want Dallas. Well, they would be fine with Dallas.
Yeah.
But I think New York would give them some trouble too.
Sure.
Especially with the history that they have between one another. And that's a very possible matchup.
And I think Indiana gives them trouble.
So, yeah, it's weird. Everybody's going to want Atlanta. But like Atlanta's not an easy out.
No.
Like last
Ryan
night,
Ryan Howard just had 100 threes in the fewest games of anyone.
And with Bree Jones, the Bree Jones factor.
Right, being back.
The starters plus Bree Jones last night against Toronto scored 103 points. That's 6 players.
Yeah.
So it's like it's only Atlanta's their best matchup because there's some of the data here is showing, and Atlanta is like a good offense, a good defense, but like not the best on either side. So it's like, yeah, it kind of looks nice, but I'm not going to be surprised if Atlanta wins first round matchup against Vegas. I don't feel like this Vegas team, to me, is like last year's Vegas team by any means.
What, like winning 14 games in a row?
And look, there's like what, 12 games left, 13 games left for them, so they're just going to win them all, and then I'm going to be like, well, there you go, you're the 1 seed, and everything I'm saying right now is throw it in the trash. But I don't know, Vegas to me doesn't feel like we're going to crush you.
They don't feel as scary.
No.
Okay. Well, I have Indiana next on my list. So we have them technically finishing 8th. Surely they don't want to do that.
You don't want to play Minnesota, as I mentioned.
No. So they are going to have to play hard, which they will do. I'm very confident. If they can make it up towards the top half, I again would say they probably would. Well, I don't know. They actually don't. They have a lot of games left against these second half teams. So they actually have, they don't have a winning record against Washington, Atlanta, New York, or Dallas. It's either tied or a losing record.
Right.
But they still have games to play, 1 or 2, against all of those teams. So I don't know. I guess Indiana's best hope, if they can make it to the top of the standings, would be like a New York, as they have, one of the worst defensive ratings
of these contenders. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. That's what I have. Indy, they allow a lot of points in the paint. So your Minnesotas, your Dallases, your
New York,
Vegases, your New Yorks. I mean, some of that is very scary.
Yeah.
That's very scary. But we've already said that Indiana has fared well against Vegas. And I think what Indiana is just going to want to do, because their defensive effort is generally pretty mid, they're just going to want to outscore. They're just going to want to go up against a team with a softer defense, which, despite having the Defensive Player of the Year, Asia Wilson, Vegas, New York kind of have softer defenses. So even though I said what I said about Golden State, which gives me slight pause, I don't think I wouldn't pick Indiana in a first round matchup against Golden State, but I would consider picking Indiana in a first round matchup against New York or Vegas, just because I think that I can see the world where Kelsey Mitchell lights the court on fire and drops 35. And if Caitlin's shot is still around, then that's going to help them score. And, can they manage the paint at least a little bit against either of those teams? Probably. I mean, Leah Boston's not the toughest, not the easiest out there. So if they are shooting the ball well, then I like their chances against one of those slightly softer teams. No offense to New York or Vegas, but I think that is just and possible. It's very possible.
And Dallas. I mean, Dallas is also in that situation, but I don't see.
I don't see a world where Indy can play Dallas in the first round.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so next is Washington. They are just up and down in the standings, but we have them finishing in 6th. I would say probably their best bet. I mean, currently they have winning records against Atlanta and Dallas.
Yep.
And they're finished playing those teams.
Similarly, though, it's not going to be likely that they can draw Dallas unless it's a 4-5 somehow.
Right. I mean, it's interesting for me to say this because they are 1 and 2 against Golden State, but I kind of feel like they could play Golden State.
I
just with the post situation.
I think Golden State is going to clamp them the hell up. I think they're going to drop. They're going to score like 40 points every game. I don't think Golden State, as maybe appealing as it might seem, I don't think Golden State is a good matchup.
Okay,
personally.
so what's a good matchup?
I think it's Atlanta. I think they want to draw Atlanta in a 4-5.
Sure.
And second best defensive rating team. Their defense is legitimately good. They're huge. They don't shoot the ball. So like they need to be able to potentially have an opportunity to go up and hope that they can outscore a less explosive offense. And hopefully Sonia's shot is on. Hopefully Shakira is continuing to play like the player of the year or player of the week, player of the year, Shakira Austin. But I would be way nervous about them playing a super experienced team like a Vegas, like a Minnesota. I think they would just get bodied.
Right. Teams that have older players, experienced players, winning players.
Yeah. And Smezgo's playoff resume, first round exit, I can see a world where the young, these young ladies in Washington.
Want to say young ho?
I can't say it. I can't say it on the pod. That they shock the world and, beat a lot of those good players in Atlanta. But I do think that their experience is going to be their biggest challenge, which is why I really don't like most, if any, matchups for Washington. And you said that a couple weeks ago, like Washington feels like a team that doesn't have the ability to win in the playoffs.
Yeah. But
they're a fun regular season story.
Because you're going to need to shoot threes and every other team is going to do that.
Yeah. And I don't see that.
Yeah.
But if there's anybody, it's can Washington get to 4, get home court, draw a team like Atlanta, maybe they have a shot.
That seems challenging.
Very challenging. Pause.
Okay, so we're talking a lot about Atlanta.
Yeah. So what do we, if I'm Atlanta, what do I want?
Right now, Atlanta has a winning record against Indiana, which is very interesting to me. They have one more game left, so I'm definitely watching that game.
Yeah.
So maybe
that would be a crazy first round matchup, though. Ooh.
It would be crazy.
Oh man, narrative city.
That's really like
not here for it.
That would be tense. But hey, like that's the only team they have a winning record against currently.
Yeah.
And including Dallas, but I don't think they can realistically. I mean, maybe they can realistically match up against Dallas. I don't know. These are all teams currently that we have finishing in the bottom 4.
No, I think if I'm Atlanta, sure. I'm not afraid of Indiana, but Indiana beat them last year, correct? Yeah, they did. So that's sort of a monkey on your back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too fond about that, like having that in the back of your mind. I kind of like a New York draw.
Yeah.
For Atlanta, possible, and again another softer defense. I think they need to go up against a team that doesn't necessarily shoot the 3-ball the best. A team like Minnesota is going to crush Atlanta.
Yeah.
Vegas, I would be concerned if I'm
Golden State.
Atlanta. Golden State, I'd be a little nervous as well. So I kind of want that. I think I kind of want New York.
Sure.
And it's a similar scenario where let me get the home court. Like a lot of this hinges on these teams getting to 4 and then getting a positive 4-5 matchup.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, at this moment in time, I don't see Atlanta as a championship caliber team. Now, they can change my mind, and I sure would love them to change my mind. If they went on this massive run, started winning, I'm here for that. But I just don't see a lot that I'm like, yes, please, I really want that in the first round.
Yeah.
If I'm Atlanta.
Okay, so we
Brings us
talk
to New York.
about New York a lot.
Yeah.
Having not the best defense. They don't have the worst defense.
No.
So, but they might just end up in the top.
It's right. It's about
having the worst defense of the top teams, I guess.
It's right. It's about who they could draw.
But currently New York has a winning record against Vegas and Washington.
I like Washington.
I like Washington. I think they should want to play Washington
Yes.
for sure.
And
that's definitely possible.
Feels possible.
Yeah.
Again, that's going to be another 4-5 situation. Right. That is the best outcome, and a very possible outcome if we see New York win games like we're expecting them to win games down the stretch here.
If they don't do that, and if they fall down into the second half of the standings, I guess they want to play Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yep.
And just fuel that rematch again.
Mm-hmm. Which would be, excellent hoops.
Yeah.
But really that's the out. And they need to win decisively in the first round for me to feel good. Kristen and I had New York at the top.
Yeah.
Going into the season. So
but we never got a full roster.
Nope. It's like one of those scenarios where you just haven't seen it put completely together. Mm-hmm. And
look, it could happen. This same exact thing happened with the NWSL last season. Mm-hmm. New York.
Yep.
They were
Gotham
down.
FC.
They were down in the standings because players had been hurt, and they won the championship.
Yeah, that's a really good call.
Everyone was back at the end. Mm-hmm. I think if their players come back, they are very formidable.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's sad that will just be a lost season if not.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's how we're seeing it right now. A lot of things can change, but I think it's a good exercise to look ahead. And if you feel very different about where you see the season ending, play the schedule game. Let us know. Send us an email, attackthebaseline@gmail.com.
Yeah. I'll say just games that I'm really looking for, games that I want to watch for the remainder of the season. Definitely an Indiana-Washington game, an Indiana-Atlanta game. Mm-hmm. I'm watching those.
Yeah. These potential first-round matchup games.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe the Atlanta-Vegas game. That could be interesting with Bree Jones back. Mm-hmm. And then New York's couple games against Golden State, against New York has 2 games against Indiana. New York, Atlanta, I'm watching that. So all those games against these 4 through 8 teams. Mm-hmm. I think that's where the interesting thing is right now, because I think, it can be kind of upsetting where, we still have so much time left in the season, but we basically know who's making the playoffs. It's well, what's the point of the rest of these games?
Yeah.
But this seeding is important.
Yeah.
So that's where it's interesting for me.
Mm-hmm. Games matter. Games matter. Well, I think it's going to do it for this episode of Attack the Baseline. Again, you heard the email. If you'd like to connect with us on Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok at ATBPod. If you'd be so kind as to leave us a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform it is you listen to the show, we'd greatly appreciate that. Subscribe to YouTube, and of course, tell your friends and family about the show. I don't know what we're going to get to I don't know what we're going to get into next week.
Oh yeah.
We'll find out.
Honestly, I feel like I need to watch Dallas. Let's see what's happening there.
Yeah.
They've lost a lot lately.
Yes. Can Dallas, can we see the turnaround that we were expecting?
Yeah.
Now is Land back playing well?
I think Land's back, but I think Jessica Shepard is.
Yes, Jessica Shepard's out.
Yes. So that's obviously sucks.
Yeah. So we'll check in with Dallas.
Yeah.
See what's going on there. Check in on any playoff matchups, projected playoff matchups that we just talked about. And yeah, again, reminder, get ready for World Cup, September 4th through the 13th. And yeah, looking forward to playoffs. I'm excited for the playoffs. We got a quarter of the season left, and then it'll be there as soon as we know it in September. But that'll do it again for this episode of Attack the Baseline. Kristen, I'm staring at the baseline as always. What are we going to do?
Attack it.
Attack the Baseline. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll be back next week to talk about those Dallas Wings.